Tell me when to go.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Tom and Ro channel. Today we have another tiny house. What do we have? Today we have an actual tiny house tour for you. We've been staying here for the last 2 nights, so we thought we'd give you a little run through and then maybe chat about how it's worked for us over the last 2 nights and some good things and maybe some things we'd change. So we're here in Kati Kati in the Bay of Plenty, and this is a company called Build Tiny, so we'll link to them below. So we've got a porch here, really nice little area for we've sat out and had drinks and stuff. We've got a canopy because it has rained, so that's been really good to keep this area dry. So then you walk in and you've got the living space in the middle, so you've got the full height of the tiny house and doors both sides, so it feels really light and spacious. As soon as you walk in you feel that height and it doesn't feel that tiny at all. Over to the right here, there's the kitchen. So we both cooked. We took it in turns. I cooked the first night and Tom cooked last night, and we both commented how big the kitchen feels compared to some of the houses and flats we've had. There's much more counter space, tons of cupboards, drawers, a nice big fridge and cupboards over here. And although you've got the smaller ceiling here, it doesn't really feel cramped in because again you've got windows either side, so if you're washing up or if you're cooking on here you can see out, and that feels really nice. It makes it feel really connected with the outside. Really big sink, which is a huge plus because, well, no one likes washing up, do they? But it's big enough that everything can go in and you can't really see it until you have to come to the washing up point. So there is so much counter space that possibly, or there's so much drawer space that possibly this could have one of the kind of pull-out drawer dishwashers that we've seen. They seem a lot more popular over here than back home in the UK, but it's basically a drawer, probably these 2 sizes here, and it would pull out and that would be a dishwasher. I think for us that would be a must-have for a tiny house because we hate washing up. Full-size fridge, freezer, 2 gas burners with a little bottle outside, an oven which we didn't actually use. Yeah, just tons and tons of cupboards, little nooks and crannies and space everywhere to put stuff. Whilst we're in the kitchen, you might have noticed this shelf space up here, and that comes into its own when we go up into the first loft space. Here we are in the loft, the first loft workspace that's in above the kitchen. So this is the shelf you can see from above the fridge from down in the kitchen. So we've got plenty of nice kind of floor space here if you wanted to lay out and read a book or something, and then a desk here with these chairs are pretty cool. I've never actually seen them before, so that you've got a backrest which makes it a lot more usable being up here. So we've got a drawer here and then 2 fake drawers either side that are just magnet fronts on, but that's great for putting loads of all your stuff in. Loads of plugs for charging outlets and things like that, so that was never an issue. We've got a lovely window, so we've got a great view out there and out here, so it feels really light. And although you can't stand up, it doesn't feel cramped at all. It feels, you know, it feels spacious. You've got the pitch of the roof, so the highest bits at this side and lowest bits at this side, but it just feels really, really cozy. It's really good. Back down in the living space, and the second loft we've got over here is the sleeping loft. So at the moment obviously you can see there's no way to get up to it. There's not a ladder like there is on that side. So this is a really great idea for getting up to the bed loft. I've never seen this before actually. The stairs tuck away into the partition wall that's underneath the bedroom. So you just unlock the kind of safety deadbolt there and pull them out. They slide out really easily with just one hand, and then lock them back in place, and then up you go to bed. So up here in the sleeping loft, there's just a bed, but it's really comfy. There's room either side, light switches, and again, plenty of plugs. It's not quite high enough for you to stand up in, so obviously when you're sleeping that's fine, but when it would come to making the bed and changing the bed, I'm not quite sure how you'd manage that. Although when you're up here you can't stand up, you can stand on the top step there and get full height, which is good. Again, a window either side, which is really nice. This morning there's a really nice sunrise coming out of that side window, so it feels really spacious up here. You can sit up in bed, which is, you know, really all you need, and because the head end is where the highest part of the roof is, the feeling of spaciousness continues. So then once we're down the stairs from the bedroom, we can either put those away again or leave them out. They also, the way that they've done them here, it's quite a nice design feature with the black in the white. You can see where the stairs are and it kind of breaks up the wood quite nicely. So in through here and into the bathroom. So we've got quite a big space again. There is a decent sized sink with cupboards underneath, a corner shower unit, then there's the bamboo loo. So this is a composting toilet. Obviously the actual toilet's made out of bamboo, which is pretty nice, but essentially inside all you have is a bucket, a big bucket. Once you've done your business, then you just put some sawdust over the top, which is in one of these big drawers. So you just sprinkle that over the top and carry on with your day. Then on this side we've got a bit more of a utility room space. We've got a full size washing machine and laundry basket with a little hoover behind, so every space is being used. And then we've got some cupboards up here, and these are the full depth of the partition between the bathroom and the main living area, which is where the stairs slide into. So you can see on this side, although the stairs aren't here, you've got the same feature that mirrors the shape of the stairs on the other side. The bathroom door has two purposes. Not only does it close off the bathroom when you're using the loo or the shower, but it is also a huge cupboard. So plenty of hanging space in here, and another little shelf space, and the spare bucket for the loo is in there. So that's pretty much it for the tiny house. The last feature is this floor section that I'm standing on here. I don't know if you can tell that it's actually raised up compared to the bathroom and the kitchen floors. That's because the tiny house is built on a trailer bed, so the wheel arches obviously come up. So this whole floor section is raised up and boxing in those wheel arches. But that means that they've been able to create a huge amount of additional extra storage. So all of this floor space here lifts up to give you a huge amount of extra storage. So winter clothes, out of season gear, you know, anything else that you might need, suitcases, things like that. And they're on gas struts to make it easier to lift them up and put them back down again.
Anything else you're not keen on?
Yeah, well, for me, coming from a furniture design background, sitting in a sofa and that kind of thing is one of the most important features of the house, because although you spend a lot of time sleeping and cooking, coming home at the end of the day and being able to sit down on a comfortable sofa and chill out is very important. I think personally I would probably sacrifice this second door and just have a wall, and Tom had the idea of you could have a very high up window along there, which would be cool, but if this was a wall you'd have more hanging space for a bit of art and things like that, but you could have a full sofa either built in or up against the wall, and I think that would be really great because when you're in this space it feels huge, because you've got the door out this way, you've got the full height of the ceiling, and it's very light, even on, it's quite a gloomy day today, and the whole house feels very light and airy. So that's a bit of a bugbear for me, is having a really good sofa.
Yeah, the other thing is it kind of feels very like out of place, along with the table and chairs as well.
Yeah,
Where would you put them?
I think another thing, I mean the 2 nights that we've been here and had dinner, we just ate sat on the sofa or sitting outside until some giant bugs came and we came inside. But having to get the table and chairs here, that, as you could see before, the stairs pull out over the top of them, which is great, but to get them out every time you want to eat, there's also a cupboard down there which you can't access because the table and chairs are there.
Access to the washing machine.
Okay, or whatever.
But also you have to be careful where they are because of the stairs moving.
Well, yeah, you have to put them back in the right place, but getting them in and out, you're very likely to bash stuff, so, you know, wear and tear on the property. So I think if you are going to have to get furniture out, because it's a tiny space and things need to be tucked away, the folding tables and things that we've seen used quite often that are already in place, they're where they are, they're where they're going to be used, and they just fold out and fold back in again, I think are more practical because you're not carrying furniture around your tiny house. So thanks for watching, and any questions or any other tiny houses that you know of in New Zealand that you think we should go and check out, let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. How have you haven't done any videos like this? All of yours have been like with your sunglasses on, just talking to camera.
No, we did.
God. Yeah, I can see why Bryce struggles so much. It's really good. It's just quite stressful, I'm getting a bit out of breath. Oh, should I put the stairs away?
Just leave it unlocked.
Well, no, because people need to know that it locks. I think it's important.
Tom can stand here.
And even Tom manages to stand up here, so that's really great. Can you cut that out?
Say that line again.
It does smell a bit, doesn't it? Bamboo loo. Oh, Hugh, we should put this back up. Good to know these Velcro things don't work. And then once it's filled up, you change the bucket and the contents go to, where do they go to? They go to a
compost.
yeah, to decompose. I don't know. We'll check that. Where's the toilet roll?
Over there.